Welcome to the Raw Food Health Empowerment Podcast. I'm your host, Samantha Salmon, certified holistic health coach and author of You Can Afford to Be Healthy. And this podcast looks at a holistic approach to health from a multi-generational and multinational perspective of women of color. Selma, you made gizzada.
Okay, so I am getting ready to make Jamaican Gizzard. That's one of the dessert we'll have for Thanksgiving, and I'm putting a slight spin on the Gizzard. So as you see here, what I'm gonna do. This is the recipe for it really, and I'm just put a slight spin on it because I don't use sugar and I don't use animal products. So everything is really vegan style. So this is 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour, which is, I use this stone-grown wheat flour, as you can see. And I'm using 1 cup of cassava flour. So I already combine it in here with a teaspoon of salt, Himalayan salt, and teaspoon of that, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 cup of vegan butter, which I already put in here. When you mix it in, it look like a nutritional yeast flakes, right? And this is for the crust, all right? That's for the crust. And then I'm gonna have 1/2 cup of water, and that will be for the crust. Now for the filling, I have 8 ounces of coconut flakes. This might be a little more, but whatever left over, I just put it in the freezer. 2 tablespoons of grated ginger, which I'll apply to this already, and I put 7 medjool dates in there. What I do with the dates, I use tablespoon of water and I soak the dates and I put it in a smoothie cup, and that's why it comes out like this. 1/2 teaspoon of grated nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, and 1 tablespoon of water, which was already in the dates, and a pinch of salt. So what I'm gonna do with this, I'm gonna add the water to it, and then I make it in a dough, and I put it in the fridge and let it sit in there for a while. So I put the 1/2 cup of water in, and you know when you're doing these things, you're supposed to have clean hands. Okay, so I already washed my hands, and what I'm gonna do with this, alright, so it's time for the filling. This is 8 ounces of shredded coconut, and this is the mixture that I mixed up for the filling, which you know is the pinch of salt, the 7 pitted dates, the water, and the cinnamon, and you mix it all together while the dough is sitting in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. I'm gonna mix this up, and this will be sitting out here for the same amount of time. Okay, that's what it looks like. Smells good.
Okay.
All right, so the dough is ready to be rolled. You get your rolling pin, put it on your board. Then you have to use a cookie cutter. We improvise, because what you don't have, you improvise. It's to use a cookie cutter. So. All right, as you know that Jamaican improvise, right? Couldn't find my cookie cutter, so I'm using this, as you can see. Put all my weight down on it, I press, and I cut. There goes my... And what I do, I flatten it out the way I want it, or I could also do this on the board. Flatten it some more, because I get it the shape I want. Depends on the size gizzada you want. And then you take it, and you start to frame your gizzada. You scrunch it up the way you want it. You take 2 fingers and you do like this. Do like this, like that. Pinch it. Use your creative mind. Pinch it. Pinch it. You don't want to get them perfect because once they go in your mouth, that's the perfection. And you, after you pinch, you can spread it out. That you can put a little more filling in there. You put it there and you press it out. Because you're gonna bake these. Okay, so these just came out of the oven. The 5 minutes is up. So now I'm filling them, as you can see. And of course, if you have anything leftovers, you can left over the filling, and so you can put it in the freezer for a while till another day. You don't have to waste it. And that's the look. And they're going back right into the oven for 20 minutes.
All right, Mom. It's Thanksgiving Day, and here is everything we have on the table, ready to enjoy. We have our beet and carrots, vegan sawfish, vegan oxtail. This one is no oil. This one is with oil. Red lentil soup. We have salad, rice and peas sorrel, and zucchini bread and gizzada. Red and green cabbage. Can I have one, please?
Sure.
The big taste test.
Yes.
All right, tell me about gizzada. This is a Jamaican pastry cookie. What is it again?
It's a Jamaican pastry, and we also call it a dessert.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. How is it?
It's good. This one's very bready.
Well, it's because of the that you had a large one.
Yeah, I
and
took a big one.
there's different type. But the crust is pretty interesting because the crust is made with vegan butter and cassava flour and all-purpose whole wheat
Flour.
Yes, because I use very little white flour, so it's all-purpose whole wheat. And
This is really good, actually.
yes, and
it tastes like dumpling.
the only difference, yes, the only difference with this than the Jamaican gizzada is that instead of using sugar, I use dates. Mudel dates, medjool dates, and I remove the seeds. I soak it in the amount of water you're supposed to use in the dough, which is like 2 tablespoons of water, and then I blend. Then I put it in a smoothie cup that I can get everything mixed out, and I mix it in the dough. So that's the only difference with the Jamaican gizzada, because you need coconut. It's the same coconut, but I just don't use any sugar. I use dates only.
So tell me, you grew up eating gizzada?
Yes. As a matter of fact, going to school, they used to sell those pastries at school. And when you eat those things, honey, you can't eat nothing else because they are so sweet. Like, I mean, you gotta just drink water. As a matter of fact.
But this is not too sweet, actually.
Because the one you have, it's very dough. You get a large dough with little stuff in it. But this one, this is very thin, very thin.
And then you had the dough you made for this, and then you turned it into a patty.
The leftover dough, I use it to make a veggie patty. The vegetables was already cooked. I just wrap it, fold it, and make my patty, and it was delicious.
And what did you use to stuff the patty?
Cabbage, red cabbage, green cabbage, onions, bell pepper, and carrots.
I just got a chunk of ginger.
Mamma mia.
So in Jamaica, what time of year do you usually have gizzada?
Right through the year.
Oh yeah.
No special time. But when your kids, they don't pay that no attention. But during their holidays, they make a lot of pastry, and this is one of them. And they also make drops.
This is really good.
Esther, next time when I make this, I think I want the crust a little flakier. I'll use a little nutritional yeast, and I think I'll use some coconut sugar in the pastry.
Because
to give it a little more. I'm tasting, I don't know, maybe it's something about me and salt.
you taste the salt. I
Yeah.
taste the salt too.
I don't like
Is
it.
the salt in the crust? You had to add salt.
Pinch.
A pinch, yeah.
But if you look at my finger, pinch of salt.
Now we know what's going on.
If I need a pinch when I'm baking, I have to call you. Make a pinch.
When they say pinch, I do a little dash. Yeah.
My if I dash mine, it'll be too much.
Mine is just like a but yeah, I do taste the salt, but that's why I said it tastes like drops, Jamaican drops, which we hopefully you'll share that recipe with us soon, on top of Jamaican dumpling, which you're gonna have to share that one. If nobody know what drops and dumpling are, it tastes like drops on top of dumpling. Basically what I taste.
It's just
That's
that the
good.
dumpling wasn't fried, it was baked. It's pretty good.
So you could have put this in the air fryer.
No, because you don't, no.
No, it wouldn't be good.
It's not the same because when you bake something, you want the heat to just go through it for a certain, for you to put this in the air fryer, it'll come out too crispy.
Oh, it still feels very like a cookie, but inside is kind of soft.
You know, you can call it anything you want. You can call it gizzada, which is coconut cookie. Because when you make oatmeal cookie, they look almost the same.
So compared to how you remember tasting gizzada in Jamaica, how does this compare?
Same, tastes the same to me. The only difference is the pinch of salt I used, I could use less salt. My pinch was too big. And I actually pinch it, but the size of my finger.
Yeah.
Next time when I pinch, I'll use my pinky.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this?
I mean, I'm not bigging up myself, but
Big up
because of the
yourself,
salt.
man. Big
No,
up yourself.
no, I'm gonna be honest. I give it a 9.
Because of the salt.
It's because of the salt, but I give it a 9 because I've had this in a very long time, and it's labor of love. Yes, I made this for the family.
And my dad had it.
He gave it a 9.5.
He gave it a 9.5.
I was shocked.
And the 0.5 is only because it was made healthier, but not because of the taste. It was psychological. So that means if you love gizzada or you want to try an authentic Jamaican recipe pastry, this is one to try. This one was good. And you said you followed the recipe?
Yes, I followed the recipe.
And you only made the one change with the sugar.
The sugar, just the dates.
So you swapped out for dates. Next time you would use less salt and coconut sugar.
A little, maybe about a tablespoon of coconut sugar in the paste for the pastry. So
for
it
the
kind
bready part.
Right.
To balance out the salt.
The salt. Because you do need salt in there, but because no sugar wasn't in the pastry. And I think you
but could you have used maple syrup instead of the coconut sugar?
No.
No?
I use maple syrup in something else, but not this.
You can't use it in dough?
I didn't use, and did I put any sugar in the dough? No.
But you could
I could have, yeah.
maple
I
syrup
could have put
instead
sugar.
of coconut sugar.
I wouldn't use maple syrup because it would affect the dough from, because
Forming.
I went by someone's recipe, but next time I'm gonna try my own and see how it comes out. But
Well, very good, Mom. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
You made gizzada and I made raw gingerbread cookies. And I basically did a batch prep over the weekend and had it throughout the week. And it's really good. Yeah. It's really good. Not overly sweet. It definitely tastes like gingerbread cookies.
And they're really holiday cookies, right? That's what
the people... I think that was like the most fun part was getting the stamps.
Yes.
And stamping with those holiday stuff, like this little snowman and the
decorative stuff.
Yeah. So it's pretty fun.
Yes. And how did they taste? Because I wasn't there to do a taste test.
Yeah, I mean, it tastes good. It tastes like gingerbread cookies.
Okay. And so did you put fresh ginger in it? How did you make it? Or use ginger powder?
Ginger powder.
I'm gonna make some ginger cookies because I love ginger cookies. I usually buy them, but as I said, I don't buy sweets out anymore. So I'm gonna make some, but I would like to make it with fresh ginger. I don't know if that's the requirement, but I like the fresh ginger in the cookies,
Yeah, that's something to try. I use ginger powder.
Yeah.
And I basically followed the recipe to a T. I didn't make any changes. And I got these cute, for my storage, I got these cute little covers.
Okay.
Because, I have the glass containers that come with the Pyrex dishes. And those they have plastic tops. And at this point, they've are all torn up, right? And so I was in the grocery store, my local Publix, and I saw these. They're basically like shower caps for dishes. They come in different sizes. You've seen them?
My girlfriend gave me some one year and I thought it was hilarious because as a matter of fact, I use them for shower cap because all my stuff that I have here have covers because I think you've seen them. My Pyrex. So when I thought it was so funny because I get red, I get yellow, I get pink, and I said, that's funny. And I use them for shower cap. I didn't use them to cover dishes.
Well, yeah, some of them you can't though because they're so small. Look at this.
Yes.
This would be a shower cap for a Barbie doll.
But no, I got the big ones though. She gave me the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a set of 12 that are all different sizes from like small to like extra large, which is super cool. Cause I know at one point I got those Pyrex baking dishes that, most of them didn't come with a cover. One of them did, but most of them didn't. So it's just nice to have, something that I can wash and reuse. And I'm not concerned about the plastic getting absorbed by the food because it doesn't really touch. Like when I filled up that bowl with the cookies and I put this over, it wasn't touching the plastic at all.
Oh, so, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty neat.
That's nice.
It was a fun shopping trip trying to get these cookies done.
Yeah. I'm glad you got those because you were concerned about, getting covers. Although plastic is not your thing, so.
Yeah, well, the plastic covers on these dishes are still in boxes packed up. I can't find them. And I know when I packed them, most of them, only one of them wasn't torn up. To get replacements for the dishes without getting new dishes is still something I'm trying to figure out because I haven't been able to find that
right
for the Pyrex dishes, but
Mhm.
I'm working that out because the glass bowls themselves are still good. I don't want to get new bowls just because of the
Right.
covers. That just seems
Yeah,
crazy.
it is crazy.
Speaking of which, someone in the group asked how to stay motivated during difficult situations. And I thought this was a really timely question
Mhm.
because, you know, we were recently talking about how expensive produce is getting right now. Like last week, we talked about eating a pound of leafy greens a day, and you told me that the price has gone up yet again, a whole nother
Tremendous.
dollar.
Oh yeah. Almost. Well, I'm paying $10 for a pound of spring salad.
$10?
Nine,
No.
9.99. Remember, 99 cents is a dollar.
Are you
9.99.
serious? I remember when it was $5 at like regular grocery stores.
Well, they are $5 for something when I go to Costco, although Costco jump a little because, and I know that there was going to be an increase because of the problem they have in with the trucks and getting the stuff in. I know that. But for it to be 10, I'm paying a
Yeah.
difference of $5 when I don't go to Costco. You know my store.
Yeah.
I mean, Food Bazaar,
Food
$5.
Bazaar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$5. I mean, $5 difference is $9.99.
So then, do you think it makes sense for everyone to shop at Costco then for their
Well,
on this
it's
lifestyle?
about Costco. What it is about Costco, Costco sell in bulk.
Mhm.
And it does help if you have a big family and we're all chipping together. But if you're not that kind of family, it don't help you. And I think it's $60 a year for the membership. I kept the membership over the years because I get great saving from there. I must tell you, because I know what to buy there and what not to buy there. They sell large quantities, so if you know you can't finish something in a certain period of time, just don't buy it. You can't lose off toilet tissue or paper towels or stuff like that. But yes, to eating healthy, it's costly. Like you were here, we were discussing it, Sam. And you know that when it come on to money management in the kitchen, I try my best.
Yeah, I know you trying to make every dollar stretch.
Uh-huh.
Which is why, you know, I wanted to shout out this book. And I'm sorry, I don't really have a link for folks, but they could just go to Amazon. But it's Raw Foods on a Budget by Brandy Rollins.
Yeah.
And I mean, the whole first half of this book is all about how to make the raw vegan diet affordable. Like, let me see some of this stuff. So she has like a curriculum here, choosing like creating your budget, and she talks about budgeting and all this, and where to buy the food and grow your own food, because for a lot of people growing your own food is more cost effective than buying it, you know. But I'm still working my way up to that point. I mean, that's the whole point of like why I moved here to Florida, is for food sovereignty, and I have not really started yet, but like mentally there's a lot of preparation that I need to go through. Just being born and raised in Queens, New York, I've been a city girl my entire life. I've never grown anything, you know.
Never.
So
Never. Because when you were young growing up, I wasn't into growing. The only thing I grow was plants because it was easy to grow the plants. I was at the shop every day. The
yeah.
plants there. But yes, you never grow anything because I wasn't utilizing the back to grow things because I was too busy. I was busy with work. You were busy with school. So yes. True.
Yeah.
You've been deprived.
Well, you know, there's always something new to learn, new areas to grow, you know. So the growing the food situation is an ongoing journey for me. I'm still trying to I have to mentally get myself prepared for slithering things that are out in nature, you know, that I'd have to deal with, like snakes, lizards, squirrels. And then we have avocados growing back here. And the squirrels, I mean, they don't eat it when it's not ripe, but once it falls, it's as if they know it's ready. And so they'll eat it, So
So if
yeah,
you need avocado, you'd have to pick it from the tree.
yeah, I'd have
Don't
to
wait
pick
till
it.
it fall to the ground, because there's always somebody watching a fall.
Yeah. It's so cute to watch though, how the squirrels will take a little bit and then the birds will come and take a little bit, and like they all like share, they share
Well,
this big meal
but
of
God
avocado.
did say that, Sam. God said that He says He will provide for you the way He provide for the birds of the air. And that is so true.
That's true. Yeah.
So go back to what you were saying, that this is a concern time for people because people worry. And I'll tell people not to worry, because the God that's seen our foreparents and everybody through the Great Depression is the same God. We don't change God. We change government, but we never change God. It's the same God, and He'll see us through. Because I know people are going through a very difficult time, and holidays is one of the worst times. It's the worst because people have lost loved ones. They have no money, they have no job. We are in a virus situation, and a long going one. We don't know when it's going to end. So it's a very sad time for a lot of people and a lot of us, because even if we are not going through the same that somebody going through, are not as bad. But yes, we all are going through something, or we know somebody who's going through it.
Yeah. Yeah, which I think this book is pretty timely for folks. I'm trying to find the section. Yeah, she has a ridiculous amount of strategies in here for folks trying to 40 different strategies to get the cost of food down when you're buying it. Like join a CSA, go fruit picking, visit your local farmers market, which I'm not sure in New York at this time if they even have farmers markets going.
No, we don't have it in the winter time. No.
Yeah. Waiting for cheaper prices. So I'm thinking this section is really about buying in season, actually, because normally when fruits are in season, they tend to be more affordable than not. Buying in bulk, freeze or dry the rest, which that's where Costco comes in, where you could get stuff in bulk. Buy from co-ops and health food stores, smaller health food stores. Now the food bazaar is like, I would consider that a health food store, but
it is a health food store, but you still have to shop around, because I mean, if a person is on a budget, that would not even, food bazaar.
That's what she has in here. Shop around.
Shop. Let me explain something to you, Sam. There is nothing that's called can't afford in food bazaar. But you have two sections. You have the organic section and you have the regular section. You can afford anything by the regular section, but is it safe? Personally, me, I cannot eat salad that's not organic.
Right.
Because I can't breathe. And this is not the time when you take chances with your breathing. I'd rather not eat it, period, than compromise.
Yeah. So when we were talking about this, I was thinking, what is the next best thing? Because if we can't get healthy foods because of supply chain issues and financial issues, wouldn't that's where I think maybe supplements or certain powders may be more cost effective. And I was thinking something like moringa, because moringa is a multivitamin all in itself. So for you, just because I know you watch the money, does it financially, is there a savings there if you were to depend more on moringa?
I tell you something, you have to shop around, because I purchased organic moringa at Walmart, and I got it, I think it was like $13 for the pound. We just went to a neighborhood health food store and purchased the same amount organic, and we paid $20 and change. It's a saving of $7. So I would advise people, because now the internet is just so open, you can help yourself to a lot of things. You do your research, you shop around and you look around, you compare prices.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how I was brought up. I was brought up to compare prices because they don't have any price control over here. People just charge whatever their markup they want to. There's no price control. So you have to be in the control of the prices. You have that choice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I see it. If you have a car, get the use of your car and drive to these places where you can get the things reasonable. If you can't, I get free shipping from Walmart. And I was very satisfied to get my organic stuff from them.
Mm-hmm.
And their organic powder. So I don't, I can't, moringa organic powder is moringa organic powder, unless there's a more discreet stuff in there that I'm not seeing. I don't know. But people have to shop around to save money.
Yeah, I think organic moringa, I feel, is sufficient. I know some people are really concerned about quality control and things like this. And the major brands like Kuli, for example, the one that you use, I don't know if you remember the brand that you use.
I can't remember. It's just so much of them. I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're all pretty decent brands.
But I compare them. That's the thing. I compare them to see, okay, is this the right one? Or basically they're the same.
Yeah.
How it's processed and what it's the same to me,
Yeah. And I mean, with moringa, it's a multivitamin. You're getting A, C, E, K, you're getting calcium, iron, protein, I believe, too. But there's all these vitamins. Now, are you getting the nutritional diversity you would get from mixed green salad? No, I don't think so. But I think this is a temporary time. We're not going to be in this forever. And I think something like that, and doing vitamins and things like this, which, it just may be more cost effective. So staying flexible and doing the best you can, I think, is the most important thing, because the only person really judging you and your food habits is you, right? You don't owe anyone any explanation ultimately. And
you and your conscience.
Yeah. And ultimately, you want to be the healthiest version of you possible. So you just do the best you can, because there are things that we have literally no control over. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this whole journey is about, is just doing the best we can to be as pain-free as possible, and things happen and you deal with it,
Yeah. But to make to just tip off something on what I'm saying, people take advantage of situation, of consumers, when situations is the way it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know that the price of things are up, they'll put theirs up 100% high than it's supposed to be, and this is what's happening.
Yeah.
It don't have to be like that. People have no conscience whatsoever.
But on the flip side of the conscience part, I understand a lot of these food businesses have been struggling throughout this entire pandemic. So an opportunity to kind of shore up some funds to make sure they don't go under, for those who can afford it. I mean, yeah, because I'm like, every time when I went to St. Augustine, I think last weekend, and I was so pleasantly surprised that we managed to stop at the only organic vegan eatery in St. Augustine. And the food was so good. I had a raw Caesar salad. It was delicious. I had a vegan cupcake that they used what's this thing? Amaranth in there, the amaranth grain in there.
You don't have that grain here?
Yeah.
They use it to make, because you can use it to bake.
Yeah. So the cupcake was good. And then before that, we stopped at a health food store on the way that we almost missed, right? Diane's Natural Market or something. And I was able to get a green juice, which was a lifesaver because I ate breakfast before I left and it was very protein heavy with quinoa and chickpeas or something. Because we were leaving early in the morning, we were going to be gone and I didn't know what my food was going to be like, you know, out on the street. So I just wanted to make sure I was completely full going out. But when I had that green juice, my stomach was full, but then I had the green juice and I felt satisfied. You know, It's like all the cells in my body actually got fed after that green juice. It was exactly what I needed. You know, I felt like crap before and then it was like life got into me. And I was so grateful for that, you know, for that health food store being there, for that organic eatery being there, you know, and how these businesses, I mean, with the health food store, it's probably a little bit easier to get your profit margins in, but I know for the organic food places, you know, you need pretty heavy traffic on a daily basis for things not to go bad, and then your inputs are pretty high, and so the how much you have to sell the stuff for is high, plus there's the labor costs, right? Because Whole Foods being prepared in a healthy way doesn't happen with machines, you know? So there's always this balance, you know, of like you as an individual, you do the best you can do, and at the same time for the business owners, you do what you need to do, you know what I'm saying? And like I don't ever guilt shame a business for charging what they need to charge to make sure that their staff gets paid appropriately and has proper benefits, and that they're offering quality ingredients and items. For the folks who can't afford to shop at those places, they need to make the adjustments they need to make for themselves. So like, for example, you make all your food at home, so that is not an issue for you. And for me, for the most part, I make most of my stuff at home because Orlando just does not have, you know, all the options that LA had, you know,
definitely
quite frankly.
That shocked me though, more than anything.
Yeah. No, they don't have it. So apparently you have to go up to this other area called Wintergreen or something. I forget. I think it's called Wintergreen. Maybe I'm messing up the name, but I guess it's a wealthier area because that's where all the raw vegan places are, and the yoga studios and like everything health and wellness is over in that area. Wintergreen, is it Winter Park? Something like this. But yeah, so anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. You know, because not every business is for everybody, and that's okay.
That's
you know,
true. And it's not every size fit everyone.
Exactly.
Which I understand it very, very, very well. So that's why we have choices.
We have choice, exactly.
But when saying about choices, we're thinking of people. The people who have the choice is the one who have the access to their own vehicle to drive to these places. What about the people who do not have the choice? Those are my biggest concern.
Yeah.
People who live in a neighborhood where the most they could afford is to take a taxi to go to the store, and the store they're going to don't carry the stuff they want. Because I've been there. I mean, I know, I've been there. We're not left with too much choices. So the best thing that anybody can do is to go online and start order your stuff if you want. Sometimes it's a little cheaper. I'm going to try it and see, because some stuff I want. Now I get the new juicer. I would like to do more juicing. But I don't know where to get the stuff from, because even going over to Food Bazaar, I don't get the kind of stuff to juice.
Yeah, but Costco sells juice and produce now.
Just basic, like the same stuff I get here, carrots and.
But it's cheaper now.
It's cheaper, but they don't carry the stuff that Food Bazaar carry. But Food Bazaar still don't carry a lot of things that you want to juice. The green juice. They have the celery, of course.
And you're looking for what exactly?
I'm looking for all the green stuff that you can put in a juicer, mostly leaves.
Like?
Well, I do the dandelion. They have dandelion.
So where'd you get the dandelion?
From Food Bazaar.
Oh,
But
because
then
you,
large variety of stuff, you know.
you said Food Bazaar don't have stuff. So I'm trying to figure out what they don't have that you're looking for.
It's a list of stuff I was looking for, you know, like um uh um things to juice, like do the green juicing. I do the celery, I do the beet, I do the carrot. But you get tired of it. You need, and I do the dandelion. But I don't see anything else there. Like, name some of those green stuff that you juice. I don't see some of them there.
Those are the main ones.
Really? No,
Yeah,
they
there's
have,
just different
oh,
varieties of the same thing.
they have more stuff. They have chard. Have you ever juiced chard?
Chard is not my favorite green. I mean, you could juice it. It may be fine juicing because it doesn't have like a strong taste juicing, but like eating smoothie, everything, like I'm not a fan of chard. So
But
just
you know,
taste and texture wise, I don't.
yeah, well, I like the celery, but after a while, you want to try things. You know, you want to try different things.
Well, that's where, because I'm thinking like what a juice I would have right now is dandelion, apple, and ginger, which I know you can get.
I have that.
You have it.
And because dandelion is so strong, what I did, and people can do it too, because if you go to the store and you buy the one that they have dried in the can and you're going to use it, listen to this.
Yeah.
The juicer was so good because I put the dandelion in there by itself, juice it, put it in ice tray, put it in the freezer, freeze it, put it in a bag in cubes. And each time I make the juice, I just put a cube of dandelion in the juice.
And you taste it?
Well, I don't make it so potent. So 1 cube is good.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I'm wondering, because is it melting out fast enough for you to taste it in the juice?
Oh, very fast enough. Because remember, the juice that you're doing, it's not that cold. So by you taking the cube and put it in the container and the juice going out and it is melting it. By the time you finish, it's melted. But that's my way of well, you know, you got
preserving and stretching.
You got to ask some wisdom daily, you know, so.
Yeah.
But that's my way of doing it, because what I find, I lost a whole bunch of dandelion before, and that stuff is not cheap.
It's not.
Because it's anything that's organic don't last too long fresh. You got to use it up. That I know. There's nothing to preserve it. Apple, every one of them is the same. You have to use them up.
Yeah.
So yeah, but as I say, people want in need, they can start ordering their stuff online or just shop around.
Yeah, and I know you making a ton of juicing videos for the raw food live experience that's coming up. Raw for Lent live experience that's coming up in March. I keep wanting to say February because I feel like Lent started in February at one point, but
it's March.
Next year is March. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the combinations that you're making, especially given what you just said about having different, because I'm like, well, what is it you're trying to make?
Hope I don't surprise you guys though.
I'm sure it'll be good. I mean, it's hard to go bad with a juice as long as the balance of sweet to bitter is right.
Okay. It's just like some people don't like beet. And some people don't like carrot, and some people like carrot. So when I juice the beet and carrot together, it's very sweet. But when I put the celery in there, it cuts out all that sweetness and your ginger. So you can have your carrots with ginger, or you can have your beets with celery and beets alone. You understand? It balances out because, you know, you have choices.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about getting that balance, right?
Exactly.
So over Thanksgiving, we made not raw. It was vegan sawfish using heart of palm.
Yes.
And you said Costco got the best price now for the heart of palms. Now, I want to ask you, since we're talking about food and finances right now at a time when food prices and just about everything else is going up, the heart of palm to make vegan saltfish compared to actual saltfish or whatever kind of fish, that
No,
folks would be buying.
no comparison, honey.
When you make
The
this
price,
dish,
the price of codfish, the way I see it, it's rich people food, really rich people food. It costs more than what a person would buy a pound of steak for.
wow.
Because the real codfish is $8 to $9 a pound.
And how long does that last? Like how many servings?
Maybe 2 servings for 2 people. It doesn't
Oh.
last time.
So with the heart of palm, when you get it from Costco, how much are you paying?
I don't remember the price, but it was pretty reasonable. I mean, we get the big bottles, but it's pretty reasonable.
And 2 big bottles, and that lasts how many servings?
The two big bottle, for the 2 big bottle costs us the same price the 2 little bottle costs.
From a different store.
From Costco, yes.
Yeah, so Costco is a better price for the heart of palm, but just comparing the heart of palm vegan saltfish to actual saltfish, animal saltfish, the pricing, how many servings are you getting out of the heart of palm vegan saltfish?
Oh my goodness, Sam, you were here. You saw that I cooked that thing. You know how much serving we get out of it. The way we ate it though, because it was so good, we had more than a serving.
Yeah. And it lasts like I don't know how.
It was so good. We didn't have human serving. It was
good. And I think you pretty much perfected it. But so you said with the actual saltfish, it's 2 servings. And this one, just to compare, this one you're getting what? Because we made it Thanksgiving, but we didn't. How many times did we? Because the first time you and Daddy ate, and I only tasted. And
no,
then, but you've made it more times since then. So how many servings?
I made it a second time, but we have 2 or 3 serving of it.
2 or 3.
And it's 3 of us. It was 3 of us.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
And
as I say, Sam, the way we eat the heart of palm, and I do that because I know it's healthier. Mm-hmm. We took more than a serving, so we could get a lot more from it.
Eating vegan then is cheaper, in your opinion.
With certain things, yes, it's cheaper. I mean, and the fact is healthier. That's the important thing. Forget about the price.
When you say certain things, like what are you saying is more expensive then?
To get not just vegan, but to get organic stuff.
Just like whole, like fresh produce is probably what
right.
Fresh produce. Yeah.
And I'm just thinking about myself because thank God I can afford to eat, to go because of the kind of person I am. Yeah. I always say to people that I put my my money in my stomach. I don't carry it as a pocketbook, and I don't carry it as a shoes. I don't wear it on my body. I wear it inside. Yeah. So I'll spend money and buy what's good for my body. I don't have a problem with that. I feel bad sometimes when I buy things and I know I can get it cheaper, but if I want it, I'm just gonna get it. And I'm talking about food. Other things you have to have, but food is necessary.
Food is necessary. That's it. Because even like this book, she talks about extensively like a budget, having a food budget. And I do have a food budget, but my food budget is so inflated. It allows for me to do whatever I want because I will, budget like down everything else, but the food, like, no.
Same here.
What's the point of living if I can't eat,
Honestly, my food budget can't fit on my budget. So, but I just concerned about the people who have a family, young kids and stuff, because when you talk about yourself as a older person retired, you're supposed to live your best life ever. You shouldn't have to sit down and worry about what am I going to eat. You're supposed to get up and fix anything you want to eat. And that's how I look at life. And in order for you to do that, you got to know how to shop for things and do it the right way, So I mean, it's very important. Shop around.
Shop around.
Shop around. You gotta take care of yourself. Oh, by the way, one thing I had, and I can't get over it, and I tell you, I'm very grateful, and I give God thanks every day.
This is your face without makeup?
Nothing on. All I put on was
Wow.
something on my lip, but I already eat it off. I rub it off. But Sam, I love my skin.
I know. I thought you had makeup on, but the way you rubbing it, I'm
No.
like, there must not be anything.
I love my skin, and I'm not just, I mean, I love my skin.
Yeah, it looks
And,
very clear.
and that is just from my diet. I love my skin. I mean, you could see all the freckles, you know, you can see them, right?
Yeah.
Right. But my skin is so nice and clean. I love it.
It looks great. It looks great.
And that's another thing. I don't have to spend money for makeup because I'm happy in my skin.
Oh my goodness. Didn't we talk about this so much before? What a 180. Very nice.
Drinking water, eating right, drinking water, snacking on your nuts, and it helps your skin. Just you do the right thing for your skin, and you'll appreciate eating healthy.
Yeah.
I'm a victim of it.
Of
eating healthy.
A victim of eating healthy. Okay.
I'm a victim of eating healthy.